Mishkoze.
Watsatste.
Bia, Shake.
We are strong.
Welcome to We Are Strong, Toronto Council Fire's BIPOC youth-led podcast, where we address systemic issues that we, as BIPOC youth, resist against every day. By highlighting the inequities faced in urban spaces, we hope to inspire a new generation of youth to be empowered to speak on their experiences with hopefulness and pride all across Turtle Island.
So we're here with Joseph. I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with us on our Youth Justice podcast. We got a couple questions we want to throw your way, but first, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Joseph Shawana. I am the chair of ICANN, the Indigenous Culinary Associated Nations, as well as executive chef at Kokum Kitchen and a professor at Centennial College, envisioning and reinterpreting their local sustainable class to be more Indigenous corporate.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Because my next question was, what's your personal role, job, organization? So you covered that a little bit there. If you wanted to expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, so at Centennial College, I was brought in at the beginning to be their Indigenous culinary advisor. So teaching all about Indigenous foods, what the story is behind them, and to really redefine what Indigenous food is. That it's not just bannock and tacos. Like,
yeah.
like that, right? So really trying to reinvent the wheel, basically, of what Indigenous food is, and trying to get the stories behind all the ingredients. Like, what are the stories of the three sisters, right? So how many stories are there of the three sisters? There's so much different variations of the story that it's really hard to cover in one semester course. So we're really trying to really switch focus and help educate the multiculturalism of what Toronto is, and being Centennial College, a very multicultural campus, it's very fitting that we're teaching the upcoming chefs what Indigenous food really is, right?
Right, yeah. My mom, she always makes Indian tacos every time I'm Ojibwe, and she says, oh, here we go, we're going to have something a little authentic tonight, and I think that's the one we hit every time. But we've had you cater a couple times, and we did, what was it, venison at the Orange Shirt Day, I think it was. Yeah, they were great meals, really good.
Yeah, so I really try to dig into what our food system is and what it was, right? So and in partnership with Centennial College and myself and ICANN, like, we're really trying to really navigate through the whole process of what our food system is, and it's a food system that we almost lost, right? And it, like, just with our language and our history. So it's one little faucet that I can turn on that we can actually learn more about, right? So I have a whole slew of Indigenous chefs from all around the world that really helped me pave the way for our curriculum and just my own well-being of my own education, right? So,
amazing.
That's amazing. So the theme of this event today is revillagizing, and revillagizing comes in many different forms. But for us, it comes from empowering our future generations with peace, power, and righteousness through an understanding of the ways of the people that came before us. So we want to ask you, Joseph, what does revillagizing mean to you? And more specifically, what do you think the role of food is in revillagizing?
I feel like I always tell everybody, I only can speak for myself, right? So I can't speak for everybody else, right? So for me, I have a mentality that try to help my own community first before I try to help other communities, right? So I was always taught that in order for you to change the world, you should start with your own community, right? So, and that's something that I really try to do every day, and that's through food, right? So I try to help the younger generations understand what our food system is. And even my son, like, he was here this morning helping me out load everything into the booth and getting everything ready, and he's been on with us the power trails and all the events I do, and all the cooking trips that I do for other organizations across the country and across North America. So so just trying to re-educate him of what our food system is, and he's been hunting with us since he was 6 months old.
Oh boy.
So in weather colder than this, right? So so he understands the importance of our food and where it comes from, and that's something I really want to teach the younger generations of. And that's why I'm not so much into the restaurant business right now. I'm more into education, right? Because educating our youth is something that everybody should focus on, right? Because the youth are the ones who are going to be looking after us when we get older, Right? So if we're not treating them well, how well will they treat us when it's our time to be elders, right? And to be storytellers and knowledge keepers. So I strongly believe in uplifting our youth as much as possible is one way that we could really revitalize our way of thinking. So.
100%. And they do say the youth are the future. So I really agree with what you're saying. And I wanted to ask you, so do you feel like, going hunting and doing all that stuff with your son brought you guys closer together?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's our bonding experience, right? So just like it is with him, like while I work on my truck or work on I've been building a food truck for the past year, right? So what else can I do when all the restaurants were shut down is to build a food truck. So like he's been there with me the whole way, and we bought the truck that was just a bare bones truck, right? So I put all the equipment in, I refitted it with propane and all that stuff. So he sees the whole process of hard work is important, but you also have to have fun and love what you're doing, right? So that's something that I do every day. It's I always wanted to be a chef, and it's something that I love doing. So it doesn't feel like work for me. So.
How old is he now?
He's 6.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah. So we got a 6-year-old underneath there fixing the radiator and carburetor.
Yeah, holding a flashlight and not holding it and turning it back on and playing with it, right? So it's.
Oh, I've been there. I wanted you to tell us a little bit more about your booth. Well, over there, who you brought, who you're with. You're with Centennial. Did you bring students along?
Yeah, so all the students came today, and they're going to come tomorrow. And they were all helping this week to cook the meals and for the elders as well as for the booth. All the proceeds that we're gaining from the food sales are going back into council fires. So that's
okay.
So anything other than our food costs, we're going to cover. We're going to donate all the money back to council fire. So they were really surprised and really happy about that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Because it's not always about making money, right? So sure, you got to cover your rent, you got to feed your belly, and you got to keep a roof over your head. But at the end of the day, we have to help our own community, right? So
what's the background of everybody? All the students you have, are they?
So all
everywhere?
the students, so we got first semester students all the way up to fourth semester students with us today, and they'll be again tomorrow. So then all the faculty is here volunteering their time. We volunteered to cook the food at my direction. So the wild rice, it's like a stir fry wild rice with a chicken or roasted fish. And then for the elders tomorrow, we got a roasted chicken with some mashed potatoes and some. I think it's apple pie for them tomorrow for dessert. Yeah.
You're making me hungry. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So Joseph, what message would you like to leave with community today? A piece of advice, something that's been on your mind, anything at all?
One thing that I tell my son a lot is always finish what you started. Right? No matter what the outcome is, if it's good or bad, it's a learning curve.
Yes.
So always finish what you started and just be kind to everybody. Right? So that's just one piece of advice that I always have for him and that I have for myself every day. Right? So, and because he's my son, my only son, and so he's very important to me and my wife. So it's very important that we raise him in a right mindset and in the right direction as much as possible. Right? So
yeah. You're right. There are no mistakes, only life lessons.
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was so nice to meet you and to have you here on our show.
Yeah.
And
is there anywhere we can find you? Social media or
I
your
tend
program?
not to be on social media. I have somebody who takes care of it, so it's my Joseph Shawana is what it is. But Centennial College, follow them. Definitely follow them. Council Fire, follow as many Native organizations and Native led organizations as you can, or just any initiative that has our own well-being in mind, right? So
thanks for that shout out. Amazing.
Thank
Miigwech.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.